Hello paddlers, welcome back to my channel. This is actually the third time I've tried to edit, I've had to re-edit this video because on the first it was an hour and a half, so that's way too long. And then something changed and whatever, so this is the third intro. I started to make this video about a week and a bit ago, and since then I've been out for a paddle. That's the one where I went for a swim. So there's a bit in this video where I'm talking about my gear, and I do mention the dry bag because at that point it hadn't been tested apart from just spraying water on it in the shower. Alright, but it's had a really good test now, as you'll know if you're a subscriber. It went for a good swim and it stayed 100% dry. But I just wanted to cover that bit again. Plus, like I said, I'm trying to make this video shorter, even though I'm waffling now. Right, so what are we talking about here? I'd had a couple of emails. One guy was asking me what gear I wear during the year, and another guy actually asked me what gear I take with me during the year. Well, the gear I take with me is pretty much the same, apart from in winter I'll take more of it. But I'll come back to that in a minute. Let's see, gear I wear is almost straightforward when I remember it. It is straightforward. Winter time, now let's say October to end of April is dry suit weather. Right, well, is in the UK. So October to the end of April. Right, maybe beginning of May. Right, but that's dry suit time. Now, during the middle of winter, I got some electrical gear for when it's really cold. Now, I've mentioned that quite a few times, the electrical gear, but I've never actually shown you it. And I have actually been asked quite a few times different things about the gloves, different things about the socks and stuff, so I thought I'd actually really go into it in this video while I could. So, oh, excuse me. So I thought I'd do it on the table and really show you the stuff. Also, with my dry suit, I wear a big pair of booties, neoprene 5mm thick booties. I'll show you them real quick, nothing special. But I am lovely and warm. So I'm going to deal with that straight away. Let's just deal with this electrical gear. I've said I wear a dry suit, this is winter. After you've seen the electrical stuff, right, I'll come back because that's the winter gear will be covered basically, what I wear. Okay, jump shot. Okay then paddlers, I'll show you my boots first. Right, this is what I wear, as I said, on top of my dry suit. I never said under then, on top of my dry suit. Right, just some 5mm right, neoprene boots. Right, not strictly diving boots because they've got a good grip on the bottom and they've got like bumpers on the side, so to speak. And nothing really to show you, but on top of my dry suit and with my heated socks on in the middle of winter where there's ice on the river, my feet were toasty. Right, so nice pair of boots these were, and you could wear them in summer, but I've got different stuff for that. Right, but yeah, so winter gear, that's my boots. Right, now socks, quite controversial, because I have tried a few different pairs of, I tried thick socks, heated socks, these socks, them socks, thermal socks, and I don't know, there must be something wrong with my body, right, because my feet, I just could not keep my feet warm until I bought these. Alright, I'll leave a link in the description to everything I'll show you. Alright, when I bought these, I have never been happier. Never. Alright, let me just, oh, I don't need to get them all out, I'll just get one sock out. You get like a proper charging plug to charge up your batteries and stuff. Now I will tell you, alright, just a minute, I'm being noisy. With all these electrical socks and stuff like that and gloves, the batteries do take a long time to charge. You're looking at 3 or 4 hours. right? They do take a long time, right? What I use now, they do advise to leave them fully charged for storage. So what I do, the second I get back from paddling, I plug them in. Right, before anything, I just plug the batteries in to start charging. Then I sort my gear out. Then I get changed, sort my boat, do this, do that, and then by the time I've done all that, and then add something to eat and stuff, they're charged. You get me? So I do it that way. Put all my batteries on the second I get home, and then they're ready for the next time you go out. Because the lithium ion packs, right? So basically, there you go. Oh, I'm not going to go into that again. Now the socks themselves, oh, you get about 6 hours of charge, because you actually, I'll show you. You got 3 heat settings. I'll just show you this quick. You get 3 heat settings. You press that button only for a second. When you turn it on, it turns on to full power. Right, so under your dry suit, you know, you just have to press it for a couple of seconds and you know it's on full power. Press it again. White is medium. Don't ask me about the colours, I don't know. But white is medium heat. Right, blue is low. Right, press and hold it again for a second and it's off. Okay, now I've never used it on the low. Right, I have. Well, I'll tell you, just a moment. Let me get that battery put back down and stuff, and then we'll talk about these. Right, nice padded pocket, right, so you don't feel the battery, right, all well stitched and everything. These are expensive. These are not them cheap heated socks you see for 20–30 pound. These were £100. However, get out shopping now. This time of year, this sort of stuff comes down cheap. I believe on Amazon right now, these are 50% cheaper. They're about £50 and I paid 100, right? And if you wait till winter, you'll pay 100 too, because for obvious reasons, they can't sell winter socks. I think there was about 50% off or 40% off, something like that. Same with the gloves, but getting back to it. What I do is with these, when I get out the car, while I'm setting the boat up, click them once, put them on red. On full power, the battery will last about, I think it's 4 hours on full power. Let me check. Yeah, 4 to 5 hours on full power. 4 to 5 hours on full power. But what I do, by the time I've set my boat up and got paddling, right, let's say 20 minutes into your paddle, I press it again onto the medium, and then that will basically last 6 to 8 hours, I believe. I'm not reading all the boxing instructions again because I haven't been out for 6 and 8 hours with these on, you get me? But they've never run out of charge. Now, why are you paying so much? Apart from the stitching where the cable runs down, right, it's quadruple stitched, right, so that you don't feel it basically. Plus, unlike them cheaper socks where you get at the bottom here, you get like a little metal plate, probably, I ain't cut one up on, but it's probably a carbon fibre conductive plate, right? And it heats the ball of your foot and it keeps your foot a little bit warm. I tried them. In my personal opinion, I think they're crap, right? And I wouldn't waste my money on them, right? I rung Amazon up. I got them from Amazon. I said, these are crap, these are no good for what I need. And they actually says to them, you're not the first person to say that, George, just throw them away, we'll refund you. And they did, they refunded me. As it happens, I didn't throw them away. I think they're packed away somewhere. I don't know why, because I'll never use them. But these, the difference in these is the heating elements are all round, you get me? And you'll never find it because it's washing machine safe. There's no, unlike the cheap ones where you feel like the plate, there's no plate to find. The actual heating elements are sewn in. If you imagine this table was the bottom of the sock, then the electric elements are on top, then there's another layer on top of that, and then the top of the layer, and it's all mixed and sewn in. so it's round your toes, get lovely and toasty and hot. This part of your foot, yeah, basically your entire foot keeps lovely and warm. And like I said, you never feel, I mean, I've got these on under a dry suit, and you've got your dry suit sock, and then I've got them boots on I've just showed you, and I've never felt the socks, you know what I mean, being pinchy or plates or anything. And like I said, it's all sewn in, and it's so clever how they've done it, and that's hence why the big price tag of it. But they keep my feet so hot, and I mean, we're talking -4, -5 I think it was at one point when I was out in I think it was January, and it was one of my last paddles actually. But yeah, my feet were lovely and warm. In fact, like I said, after a while I turn it down to sort of like medium, because it just keeps your feet so hot. So yes, they're very expensive, yes they are, right? Are they worth the price? To me, for winter paddling where it's thick ice and you're in your kayak, you want to keep your feet warm, yes, 100% worth the price, no questions asked. Same as these. I tried, well, I've mentioned it, I tried loads of different gloves, and I just couldn't find something good enough that would, they'd either keep my hands warm but they'd be real slippery on the paddle, or there'd be a good grip on the paddle but my hands would be freezing. I couldn't find anything, but I was shopping in the 20 to say £60 price range, and I just couldn't get something perfect for me until I found these, right? And I've never looked back. I love these. These are amazing. In fact, when my sister-in-law saw them, my brother bought her a pair. I'll explain batteries in a minute. Well, I'll tell you now. These are the batteries that come with, right? I bought a second set of batteries for emergencies, right? You've got your batteries, you're plugged in, you're off. If in the case of an emergency and you find yourself in the middle of winter and for some strange reason you're stranded on a frigging whatever, and you have to spend the night there, you've got your emergency tent up but your hands might be cold, I thought I'm going to get some spare batteries, keep them charged up, so that in a case like that you get about, I think it's 5 hours, I wrote it on here somewhere, four hours on full power, 4 hours usage. So if you had to spend overnight, at least you know you've got backup batteries in case of an emergency, so you can keep your hands warm, because keeping your digits warm in a survival situation is super important. But like I said, this was just backup for a survival situation. It's a backup of a backup type thing. You don't have to buy spare batteries if you're not doing sort of like long paddles in winter. Okay, the gloves themselves, let's take a look at these. I'm not going to plug the battery in because it's identical. You plug the battery in, identical to the socks. You press and hold for a couple of seconds, it'll come up red. You do get a battery indicator light there which tells you what charge your battery is. Right? Red is full power, you press it again, it goes to medium, press it again, it goes to low, press it again, it turns off. Right, that's actually on there. Right, so I'm not going to show you that. Exactly the same as what you've just seen with the socks. Right, apart from you actually get a battery indicator here. Right, and the same with the socks. I put it on full power. I get out on the water, after about 20 minutes or so, I put it onto medium and my hands stay completely toasty. They are, right, well, everything says 100%. They're 100% waterproof, okay? Unless you tip into the drink. If you capsize water, don't matter how tight you have this band around your wrist, right, water will probably get in. Alright, but you've got an extra, yeah, I can't bend it out. You've got an extra like wrist strip to keep, so if you did fall in, only a bit of water would get in. Right, but for normal conditions they're 100% waterproof. Right, the battery case, in case you're thinking rain, it's got a 100% again, they guarantee this, 100% again waterproof, right, holder where you put the battery, right, and your battery connector, you get plenty of cable, your battery plugs in there, and your battery just sits on there. Now you'd think that'd be uncomfortable. Well, because of all the padding in there, you don't even feel the battery. Alright, I'm not lying, you do not feel that there's a battery in there once you've got the battery in. Like I said, 100% waterproof pocket, you got the extra wristband. Now the important thing for you paddlers here is this grip. Alright, when I took this out of the box, I went like that and I thought, oh God, it's not going to grip the paddle. I got my paddle and this is the best grip, right, on a paddle I've ever come across, and I've tried lots of different, it's even a better grip than my bare hand. Right, I don't know what material it is, it probably says somewhere at the bottom of the instructions or on there somewhere. Right, I don't know what material this rubberized stuff is, but God does it grip your paddle well. It really does. And that's why when I went out and it was a bit chilly, I didn't even bother checking the batteries. Right? And the fleece inside is they're a thick winter glove as they are. You could just wear them as a thick winter glove. Right? And the grip, they're just an awesome pair of gloves. They really are for winter paddling. Right? But once again, they come with a hefty price tag of about £100 or just over £100. But once again, if you go shop for them now, I'll leave links in the description. If you go shop for them now, they're a lot cheaper, right, than buying them in winter. Right, it's just, oh, I don't have to move that up. Right, I've done the batteries and stuff. Let me think and do a jump shot. Okay paddlers, yeah, I know I forgot something. Right, now this is going to the extreme. This is not necessary, right, but at the same time it's one of them things I'm glad I've got, because when me personally, when I'm on the water to relax. Spring, summer, winter, autumn, I'm on the water, spring, summer, autumn, winter. I said winter, autumn. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. I'm on the water to relax. I don't want to be thinking about, oh, I'm a bit chilly. So, for the really, really cold, minus whatever days, I treat myself, right? And this was quite cheap. I got, let me move the noisy bag. I got myself a very thin, lightweight, right, heated vest. That's all it is. Got two pads, two heated pads there, one at the front of your chest and the other one at the front of your chest, so it's sort of like your back, your front, and bottom back, top back, and shall we say belly area. And this was quite cheap. I saw a gentleman do a review on this. I think I mentioned this on another video, so I saw a gentleman doing a review about it and he said it was great and awesome and stuff like that, and then I realised the review was about two or 3 years old. I thought, oh God. So I got in touch with him and I said, look, how long did it last? And he said, I'm still using it. And they're about 40 quid. There might even be less, I think it's 35. But you just can't complain. The battery, the only downside, I'll tell you in a minute, battery goes in there, loads of cable, right? And the battery just sits in there. And the battery that comes with it, I think you get about 12 hours with it. The button again on the side is exactly the same. Turn it on, full power, press it again, medium, press it again, low, press it again off. Same as everything I've showed you. But that's the only downside with your dry suit. And yeah, please don't wear this on top. Right? It's very doubtful you'll get electrocuted with a little battery, but this sort of electrics you keep away from water. And I've got this on underneath my dry suit with a jumper on top of it, you know what I mean, and thermals and everything, you know, so it's 100% protected from the water. And that's where the small problem comes in. I was paddling one day and my back was, it was about -3 and my back was starting to get hot, and my front, I was too hot. So I wanted to turn it down because I had it on full. I'd just started and it was about half an hour or so into my paddle. And I wanted to turn it down. Well, if you picture a dry suit, you don't open it up and put your hand in, you get me, or you're defeating the object. It's like something you take on and off, for want of a better word. So I'm feeling around the edge of my dry suit, trying to feel a bump where this little button is, trying to feel the bump for it. And then I found it and I turned it down to medium. And then I was fine for the rest of my paddle, which I learned a lesson, right? When I start off, when I get into the boat, before I get into the boat, when I'm stood up straight and I can unzip my dry suit if I need to, I put that on medium, right? And it doesn't need to be any hotter. Okay, I reckon if I was in Siberia I'd want it on full, but I'm not in Siberia. But no, it doesn't need to be any hotter than medium, right? And then I've got a good 12 hours or more. Well, I usually just leave it turned on, right, until I get back and I've cleaned, I've packed away, I've done this, I've done that, and I've took my dry suit off, but I leave this on, you get me, just while I do everything, and then pack everything away afterwards, and then turn it off and pack everything away. But yeah, it's a luxury, but it's a cheap luxury. It's something you don't really need, right? This is not something I'd say you need this to go kayaking in winter. You don't need this to go kayaking in winter. If you want to be a big baby about it like me and keep lovely toasty and warm, get yourself one. Once again, links in the description. Alright, but to be honest, you wouldn't be disappointed while you're paddling in the freezing cold weather with this on. You'd be happy under your dry suit. Okay then, let's do a jump shot and give me time to think where we're going next. Okay then paddlers, that's the electrical gear. I'm not going to talk about it, I just did. That's the electrical gear, which by the end of winter I stopped wearing that. I've still got the dry suit on, but I don't need the electrical gear. Right, that's only for when it's really, really cold. Okay, right, moving on. As we're moving into spring, which is like what we're in now, back in the spring, but I wear compression pants with dry pants on over the top. I'm laughing because if you watch my last video, you'll see I forgot to bring my dry pants and I went for a swim and regretted it. But yeah, so I'll have compression pants on. Them sort of like lycra type things, what you see people wear in the gym and stuff, right? Compression pants, and then I'll have some dry pants on over the top of them when I remember them. But for my feet, I actually wear something a little bit different. Sometimes I'll wear them neoprene boots you've just seen, but I've also, for when it's a little bit warmer, I've got some, well, the proper water shoes. But on top of that, I've got some special socks as well. It'll only take a second, I'll show you that too. Alright, let's just jump off into that bit real quick. The socks and the shoes. Another jump shot. Okay then, this is something I keep ready for spring, summertime. Alright. For footwear, so to speak. In here, this is a new pair actually, because I split me personally, my fault completely. But some decent water shoes, right? And these have got a real, you know what I mean, they're flexible enough to be in your boat, but they've got a hard sole. They're not like them water socks that you can scroll up, them rubberized ones, which you see a lot of people wearing in like swimming baths and stuff. They're a proper water shoe, right? And obviously you can see they let the water out. But the reason why these are better, right, is if you do have an accident, right, and you have to walk back, and you might be, I don't know, walking on cobbles or rocks or glass or whatever, walking on glass, fire and brimstone and molten lava, you've got a good hard sole there. You're not just got like a thin little rubbery sole, right? So this is what I won't say you have to. I nearly said, so this is what you need, but no, this is just what I happen to wear, right? They're great, they're comfy, keep your feet warmish, but it doesn't matter because this is more of a spring summery thing. And yeah, they're just great basically. Now also, as it's turning from winter to spring, or spring to summer, the water can still be cold, right? And that's where, with me wetsuit and everything and them shoes, I have these. Now yeah, they're just a pair of socks, right? These are actually designed, right, for hiking. They're really designed for these mountain walkers and wild campers and stuff like that, because they're 100% waterproof and they are warm, right? I've actually, as winter starts to come along, right, as winter starts to hit, shall we say, I don't know, October for argument's sake, I've worn these in my boat, right, and they've kept my feet lovely and warm. It's just when the harsh winter hits and the temperatures drop, that's when I switch to them electric ones. But yeah, they're very comfortable, right, but they're 100% waterproof. I know that seems strange for a pair of socks, but if you get any, the first thing you'll do is, because I remember the first thing I did was I put them on and I stood in a bucket of water. I may have mentioned that in a video last year actually, but that's the first thing I did, was stand in a bucket of water, took my feet out. Yeah, these get wet, the outside gets wet, but my feet were bone dry. And then I did a test and I shoved a load of toilet paper in, right, and then held it underwater, right, took it out, toilet paper was dry. But you know what I mean? So these with the shoes, right, is sort of like, as it's getting to warm up, this is what I wear. Spring, back end of spring, water's still a bit chilly but it's getting warmer, so help keep my feet warm, helps keep my feet dry I should say, right? So that's what I wear. Now I'll just tell you this bit now, middle of summer, boiling hot, I'll probably just wear them by themselves without the socks. Okay, right, so that's that bit covered. And let's do another jump shot. Have to say, them socks are amazing. Right, they do keep your feet 100% dry, right, unless you go knee height in the water. I've said it twice, I'm not saying it again, I might start jinxing myself. Right, but unless you go for a swim. But yeah, they keep your feet lovely and warm and dry and everything, and them shoes are nice and everything. Right, but like I say, sometimes I wear the neoprene boots, which I had on, right, funnily enough, when I did fall in the water, which I'm kind of glad I did, because them being neoprene, they kept my feet warmer. Whereas them shoes, I'm with me not having my back up because I'm an idiot. But which I'll show you that next actually, because I was asked what gear I take. Now I'm not going to show you all the gear I take, right, because it does change depending on what the weather's like, right. But I'll show you two bags that I 100% always have. 99% I always have with me, because one of them's my emergency backup bag, which is got my spare pants in and shoes in and stuff, which I forgot. But yeah, so I'll show you a couple of bags that I always 99.9% of the time take out with me. Right, but I can't show you everything because some stuff like spare clothes, I never know what I'm going to take. Right, but I do take, when I remember, a bag of like a spare jumper with a towel, some trousers, just common sense stuff. Right, but I can't show you that because it changes from day to day. But these are more like essential stuff that I always take. Okay, the cooking gear isn't really essential, but I like to take it with me just in case I decide to have something to eat. Like, I'll mention it quick, like in that video, right, and I cut a lot out of that. I actually was on the water nearly 6 hours, right, trying to find a spot to get out and have something to eat. And I'd been up since 4:30 in the morning, so I hadn't had a coffee and about to eat. I was getting annoyed to the. I think a lot of that was to do with why I actually fell in the water, even though I'd actually found a nice spot and had a coffee. But I think it was a combination of being sat for hours in the boat and not being able to get out. But yeah, so let's just show you the bags, the most important things that I nearly always take with me. Okay, let's have a look at them. Okay then, paddlers. Right. Never in winter I bother with this really, but it's just a fold-up chair. Spring, summer speaks for itself. I'm not going to get it out. It's just a fold-up chair. Sometimes I take it, sometimes I don't. Right, it's not a necessity, it's a luxury. Right, just a fold-up chair. Right, there you go. This I extremely like. I only got this this year actually. Right, I had another one, right, but I really do like this one. Right, on this little clip here I've got, I'll take that off there. Right, that, which I would also say is a necessity, inside there's just a microfiber cloth. I have this clipped inside my boat. I've had this for ages, right? You'd have never seen it because it's in my boat and it's clipped onto a little hook I've got in there. Right, a D-ring that I've got inside, but whatever. But I have that clipped in, and it's just a microfiber cloth, right? In winter it came in handy as a handkerchief, you know, when the cold gets your nose, right? But yes, it's been washed, it gets washed every time I come back. But yeah, it's just handy for different things. And the reason why I said make sure it's a microfiber cloth, because if in the event of an emergency and something went wrong, it can be used as a bandage, right? Because it will soak up any blood, basically. Right, so that's something I always take with me. And I got this new bag. I always had a little bum bag. I usually had it clipped on the front of the boat, but it was there. And what I liked about this is it's got plenty of space in the front. I mean, it's just got stuff in there, but I do like this bit. Alright, as it's round your waist, so to speak, it actually holds a bottle of water, right, or a proper metal bottle, you know what I mean? I don't just mean a little plastic bottle, and it holds it in nice and firm, and it's there. And the great thing is, it's got like little hooks and stuff, so you can actually hook the lid of your bottle onto it. So you can take it out, unscrew the lid, drop the lid, and the lid's still connected to the bag. So you never lose your lid floating down your boat. So you've got a bottle of water with no lid on floating down your boat, you know what I mean? But yeah, I really like that. Right, I do really like that idea. Right, but once again, you can use that any time of the year. I've had that on, I've had this on over my dry suit. Right, with a skirt over the top, so this was sort of like inside the skirt, and I just have to loosen the skirt and I can get at everything, can get at a drink and stuff, because you don't have to have it tight, you can have it loose. This right, bought separate, right, just on like a little belt and just clipped it on. I keep that near me in summer at all times, right, at all times now, because I made that mistake, right, and all it is, right, pull it out, and it's just a mozzie net you put over your head, just a mosquito net, right. You basically, I'll have to bend right down, but you basically you chuck it over your head, because we've all been there where we're paddling and all of a sudden we just get bombarded by flies and little mozzies and stuff, right. Oh, earplugs, right, for that very reason, right, I always wear earplugs, but I wear them spring, summer, autumn. I always got earplugs in, always, right, keeps your ears warm, right, plus it stops any creatures from getting inside your ears. But yeah, you want to get one of these little mosquito nets to go over your face, because as you're paddling, if you come across a load of mosquitoes, right, nightmare. And it has happened to me, right, it has happened, and it's probably happened to everybody in yet. Right, so you want a little mozzie net with you, right, a little mozzie net. This bag, right, or not this particular one, the bag it was in, right, because I only got this bag recently, but anyway, this bag, no matter what time of the year, spring, summer, autumn, winter, this will always be with me. This bag, right? I did have it in a blue, in a black one, but whatever. This is I did a video. There were some bags on sale, right? I bought one. Thought it was brilliant, bought a 30 litre, went out and got the entire range, got the entire set of them, and they're great. I've done the old shower test and stuff, but anyway, this bag I always take with me, right, no matter what time of year, and it's literally just emergency. This is a backup, right, this is not my emergency kit, this is a backup of my emergency kit. And what's in here, there's a few little Elastoplast, right, just in there, not special, just a few little Elastoplast. We've got one of them foldable seats, you know, them little seats that you've seen them. Right, so if I don't take my big seat, at least I have got some up to sit on that's padded. Right, like I said, I don't always take that chair, but if I don't take it and I want to get out and I want to sit down and the ground's a bit wet, I've got this. Right, so like I said, this is some, this little bag of bits is something I always take. This is just a backup. This is a backup bag, and I always take this gear with me, right, no matter what time of year, lad or lass. What else have we got in here? Oh, we've got a fire pit stand, you know, like in case you wanted to make a fire, right, and to enclose it in. I'm not going to get it all out, it's just so you can actually make a fire, chop some wood up, make a fire, once again, in case of an emergency or something like that. Right, that's all that is, so you could make a fire. Right, where are we? Same reasons, a bit of a fire blanket, right, just a bit of a fire blanket, just in case you've made a fire and something goes wrong, you've got a fire blanket. A spare sponge, I said about keeping a sponge in your boat, I keep a spare sponge, right, like I said, backup of a backup, and as silly as it sounds, pair of sunglasses, spare pair of sunglasses. Right, now this bag, that's it, this bag always comes with me, right, this is my backup, little bits, a backup seat, a backup fire pit, a backup sponge, right, backup Elastoplasts, and a fire blanket. These are just emergency backups, a pair of sunglasses. I should really have another hat in there. I keep my hat in another bag, but would be a good idea to put another hat in there. But yeah, so we've got the backup that will always be with me, no matter what. Spring, summer, autumn, winter, this backup will always be coming with me. Okay, so that's my backup bag. Right, let's take a look at what I take with me in the big bag. If I can grab it. Right. Now this bag, what I've got on here, I can undo that. All that's in here, I'm not going to get it out actually. I'll show you. Right, for cooking and stuff like that, if you go in, it's just one of them plastic 2-litre bags of water, so I could stop, get some water from somewhere or whatever, you know what I mean. Right, in case something's happened or I'm spending the night and I'm doing stuff, right, and I need to get some extra water and get it to where I am, I've got a little backup. Right, now in here, all the 90% of the I'll show you. I'll show you. This bag 90% of the time will be in my boat. 90% of the time this bag will be in my boat. Well, actually it used to be another bag. This is a new bag. I got this one earlier this year as well. In fact, this was the one I got, which I thought was great, so I ended up buying the full set. But yeah, but this bag, which funnily enough used to be a different colour, right, but this bag will always be with me no matter what. So what's inside it? Well, we'll start by pulling out another one. Oops. Now in here is cooking. It's my cooking gear. It's a stove. Let's just have a quick look, soon as that's what the video's about. Right, for cooking, what we got in here for cooking? We've got coffee and bits and pieces. Right. We have an empty, oh yeah, that's to put, you know, like it's a food bag, you know, like them I nearly said microwave meals, then you know them meals that you put in like a jet pile type, you know what I mean, that's just to store them in, store your food in basically. In this one we have my cooker itself. Yeah, we have the cooker and utilities, yeah, utilities, that's right, cooker and utilities. I'm not going to take that out. In this one, what's it say on here? Cleaning cloths. Right, I've got a bag of wet wipes, I've got kitchen roll, I've got toilet paper, I've got some I've got one big black bin bag and some smaller bags. Right, so it's all cleaning material for cleaning stuff, maybe after cooking, you know what I mean, always leave your campsite nice and clean, but always leave yourself nice and clean. So that's what's in this one. This is stuff that in this little bag we haven't finished yet. This is my cooking bag really. This is really just for cooking, this particular bag. Well, it is, it's I've even wrote cooking on it. So this bag is really just for cooking. Hence, and having a coffee. And like I said, put the food in that one. And the water bottle clips on the side, but yeah, so squeeze a bit of the air out there. But yeah, these are things that I would always take with me, but I may pull the cooking bag out if I'm not planning on doing any cooking. I mean, I'll tell you what, there are plenty of times I've took my cooking stuff with me thinking I'm going to stop and have something to eat or have a coffee, and I never bloody do. Right, but that's my cooking bag. That's in the always take with me bag. Also in the always take with me bag Right, is this one, which I've got on here. First aid, backup gear, more backup gear, and ropes and stuff. Right, so let's see what we got in this one then. In this first big one here, we have more bags. Hang on, I'll come back to it. See if there's what else in here. I don't think there is. No, there's not else in that one. I just put a bag in a bag. Right, so remembering, always take with me. Alright, first aid kit. Alright, there's bandages, Last-Supplies, antiseptic. There's all sorts of bits and pieces in there. First aid kit. Alright, basic first aid kit, but a first aid kit. In this one, straps and ropes, backup straps, some backup rope, bits and pieces like that. Once again, oh, and I just felt it there, a couple of bungee cords. Once again, always take with me. Right, and in here we have, for emergency, some backup warm socks, some like diving socks. Right, and a pair of them thinner water shoes. They're the ones I was on about that you can fold up earlier in the video, but you can't with them ones that I showed you because the other ones have got real firm sole. But yeah, so a spare pair of water shoes with a spare pair of socks, and these are things that always come with me no matter what the time of year. They're always in the boat. Alright, now my other bag is empty because that does change on the time of year. Now what is it, my other bag? My other bag is clothes. I always take a spare pair of clothes with me. In winter in winter I take sort of like some super warm winter clothes with me. Right, in summer I'll just take something a bit lighter, but always take a spare pair of clothes with me. Now that's in another bag that you can't see, that I'm not going to get out because it's just an empty bag. Right, but whenever I'm going out I always take some sort of spare clothes. Right, like I said, in summer I might just take a spare pair of trousers. Right, maybe just some jogging bottoms and a t-shirt or something, and sort of like a warm-ish, like a light jumper, even it's summer, but just to get warm quick. Oh, and then the bottom of that big bag I've got a towel, just a small towel, but just for emergencies. Alright, but yeah, so me in winter I would have thicker jumpers, a nice pair of trousers, more socks, more this, more that. It all depends. Right, tell you what, I'm talking and you're just looking at an empty floor now. There you go, look at that. I'll tell you what, let's do a jump shot. Right, there you go then. Yeah, there's bits and pieces I take with me. That isn't everything. Like in winter I would take a couple of torches, I'd take this and that. I can't tell you every tiny little thing. Right, I'd have like a hand torch, a head torch, or this and that just in case, and you know what I mean. A lot of it's common sense, but I was asked what gear I take, so like I said, I tried to make this video short, but I still know it's going on a long time. What I didn't mention was winter to summer. Right, when I take my dry suit off, I swap over to my wetsuit. I should have mentioned that. I swap over to my wetsuit with the dry pants on. And yeah, well that's it basically. And then when summer hits, it's whatever. You get me? As long as you got a life jacket on, it's whatever in the middle of summer. But like I said, I've tried to edit this 3 times, so I'm not going to waffle, and I'm just going to leave it there. Leave in the comments if there's anything special that you take with you, but you see, there's a lot of stuff like I've got an SOS backup tent. Right, I've got a SOS bivy bag. Right, just for emergencies. I really should have shown you them, or at least mentioned them. Right, if in the future when I'm making videos, I'll rephrase that. In the future when I'm going on the water and stuff, I may say, oh, and I also, from that last video, I take this with me, I take this tent with me, or I take that with me. You get me? Just because there's extra little things I take with me that I haven't mentioned. But no, if there's something special you take with you that you never ever go paddling without it, leave it in the comments. It'll be interesting to see. And please, nothing silly. Yeah, you know what I mean. Nothing silly. Alright, but yeah, it'll be just interesting because I'm sure there's certain things that people will take where I'll think, I never even thought about that. That's a bloody good thing to have with you. Yeah, mate. It's like my camper stove. Right? As it happens, it's got a little electric button to light the gas. Right? But I also have a flint just in case that ever busts. Right? Or if I ever have to start a fire or something like that. And that's why I also, in the bottom of my bag, keep a little bag with some cotton wool in. Right? Because that burns real quick, so I can always get some twigs together, put the cotton wool in, use the flint, light the cotton wool just to get a fire going quicker. It's little things like that. I haven't shown you everything, like I didn't show you a knife I take with me, you know, right? But these are the basics, my bag, my gear. Okay then paddlers, I'll leave it there. Hopefully, I say hopefully, like I said, I've edited this 3 times. Now I have to go edit it again after I've reshot this bit again and see if I can cut it down. So I'm going to stop talking now and say catch you later. Cheers.